Manchester City 4, Liverpool 1. Pep Guardiola's men absolutely wiped the floor with a substandard, pathetic Liverpool in the second half. I'm going to go through and give you my thoughts on the game. You know I want to know yours in the comment section. Drop a like on the video and of course hit that subscribe button if you haven't done so. As you can see on the screen, we did have a full payout today with our Circl jackpot. If you would like to join us for future Circles, including the game against Chelsea on Tuesday, scan that QR code in the bottom left hand corner or have a look in the description of this video and you will see a link. You can download Circl once you are 18 years or over, a UK resident, and of course I need to make you aware it's a gambling product and I urge you to gamble responsibly. We hope you can join us for future Circles. Remember, use the referral code anfieldagenda. That way when you deposit and place your first £5 in bets, our friends at Circl will match that with £5 in free bets for you to use. Right, look, I can't sugarcoat this, my friends. I'm going to try not to shout. I'm going to try not to be ranty. But ultimately, that is incredibly disappointing. We knew that it was going to be a difficult game. We knew that this week was going to be a defining week in our season. Jurgen Klopp spoke about his excitement, looking forward to it in his press conference. He said it feels like a Champions League week. Well, you probably won't have that feeling for a while, Jurgen, particularly if we play like that over the next two games, because to say that that was embarrassing is an understatement. First 45 minutes, I thought we were okay. I thought we matched Manchester City. I thought that the game was open and stretched and end to end. And usually in those type of games, we fare okay. But whatever was said in the dressing room at halftime, however Jurgen Klopp and Pep Linders addressed those players, I guarantee you they didn't say switch off within the first minute of the second half and allow City to get their noses in front. Once again this season, when this group go behind, they roll over and allow the opposition to tickle their bellies because it was absolutely pathetic. I don't know what defence Virgil van Dijk is leading, but for a man who's been touted and being called one of the best centre-backs to play the game, he needs to start showing up. One of those Manchester City goals, I think it was the second one, was so pathetic. Nobody was closing down. Nobody was looking to block the shooters. Nobody was rushing to close down Manchester City players. And they just moved the ball from left to right, create overlaps, exploit them, and then just go give and goes, little 1-2s and follow the ball in. It's too easy. It's basic stuff, and Pep Guardiola probably couldn't believe his luck. We went 2-0 up at home against Real Madrid and somehow lost 5-2. We go away to the Etihad, start the game well, score a really good goal. Mohamed Salah finished it beautifully. And you're thinking maybe, just maybe, we can start to put these 12:30 kickoff hoodoos to bed. Nope. We still managed to capitulate and concede 4 goals after going 1-0 up. 3 of those in the second half. And I think it's fair to say City probably took their foot off the gas a little bit towards the end of the game. We know we need new midfielders. That's not breaking news to anybody. But what seems to be frustrating a lot of us, and I'm going from the comments in our live stream as well, is what was Klopp waiting for? Why is it 68 minutes again before we're starting to see Darwin and Bobby brought off the bench? And look, they had no impact when they came on. I'm not trying to say they did. But any manager that would have been looking to genuinely have a go, any manager who was really known his season was on the line, he would have brought Darwin on at half-time. He had a cut in his ankle. Let me just remind you of this. He wasn't out with a hamstring injury or that shoulder injury or a muscle concern. He had a cut on his ankle. He had 2 weeks for it to heal. He was training with the first team. Why wasn't he starting the game? You go and you drop maybe €100 million on this kid if we achieve all the add-ons, and you're not even playing him. City had no Houlden today, City had no Foden today, City had no problem today, because even when they went behind, their heads didn't drop, and they showed their steel, they showed their balls, and they showed why they've won so much. Our boys just accepted their fate. I don't know if they've heard Jurgen Klopp's words too many times. I don't know if the tanks are running on empty. But what I do know is there's too many Liverpool players living on past glories, and it just isn't good enough. Virgil van Dijk is nowhere near the player he once was. Andy Robertson has had a good season this season at times, but today he was nowhere near good enough. Diogo Jota looked lost at times. And again, I barely remember Darwin having a kick of the ball when he came on. So even that as an impact sub made absolutely no impact. And I think it was all summed up at the end when Jurgen Klopp took off Cody Gakpo to bring on James Milner. Meanwhile, Pep Guardiola was taken off their holding midfield player to bring on an attacker in Cole Palmer. That is the difference. And our manager was too, I was going to say reactionary, but he wasn't. He wasn't even reactionary. He was standing on the sidelines having a laugh and a joke with the boys coming on while we were getting our asses handed to us out there on the pitch. Klopp needs to front up to this. He's the manager. He's the man to lead us forward. I'm in no doubts about that. But he needs to start calling this out. He needs to stop telling us. We need to stop no more sound bites. We need action. We need performances. And we need those players that are throwing the manager under a bus to be absolutely just cast aside and dropped. Because there's too many living off past experiences here, past glories, and it's not once or twice. You know, Manchester City went 1-0 down at home and they didn't panic. And that's the difference right now. Our team is just full of lads that don't have the stomach for the fight. And look, you're going to be reacting in the comment section. You're going to be calling me over the top. You're going to be telling me that I'm disgraceful. But these players were cowardly. I don't care what you say. That's a cowardly performance. They're not putting their nuts on the line. They're not running down. They're not blocking. They're not closing down. They're letting Grealish cut inside and make a joke out with it without even sticking a leg in and fouling him. They're showing no stomach for the fight. And you know what? You can't have us fans behind you if you're not running through brick walls for that shirt. You will not get Liverpool fans supporting you if you don't show the same stomach and the same fight. Liverpool fans understand a lot. Liverpool fans will put up with a lot once we see graft, guile and effort. We're not seeing that. There's too many people accepting their fate. And that's not good enough. It's not good enough from the top down. It's not good enough that FSG and Klopp and the recruitment team let us get to this scenario where we are absolutely threadbare in midfield. We've got nobody. We're bringing on Oxlade-Chamberlain again. Carvalho and Jones not in the squad. What's up there? What's happening with them? Jones or Oxlade-Chamberlain getting minutes for what? For what? What the fuck is the point of bringing on Alex Oxlade-Chamberlain? You might as well do a raffle and bring somebody on from the travelling away end. It doesn't make sense. And why do we wait until the 68th, 69th minute to make changes again? We have a game, a season-defining game. This is a week that we have no room to wiggle. We've no room to mess up. We've already dropped 3 points at the Etihad. Now we've got to go to Stamford Bridge on Tuesday. And then we take on the league leaders Arsenal at Anfield next weekend. And this was supposed to be the game we've seen a response. Remember? The United game? We were all brilliant. We were thinking this is it. The lads are back. Then we go and lose to Bournemouth. Now we go and get hammered at the Etihad. We go over to Madrid in the Champions League knowing what we had to do. And didn't lay a glove on them. And didn't even look like we were going to. So whatever you think right now, whoever you want to blame, something has to change because this isn't good enough. This isn't a team that deserves Champions League football. This team deserves exactly what they're getting this season, which is nothing because it's an embarrassment at times. These lads have achieved a great deal. They've given us some great nights, but then those days are over. And I don't think we're as far away as some others do. I think with 3 midfielders and a centre-back brought in, I think we'll be there or thereabouts next season. But there's a lot of players in this team living on past glories, and they need to be held accountable. Van Dijk, he never should get the Liverpool armband, because he can't lead. He can't. He can throw his arms up, throw his eyes to heaven, walk around with his arms up in the air, but what does he do? What is he doing to put in the hard yards? Who is he leading? I don't know, but it isn't that group of defenders. Look, I'm going to leave it there before I say something that I regret, but I do want to know your thoughts in the comment section. Let me know. Drop a like on the video, of course, as well. And again, let me know how we salvage this season. What would you do against Chelsea? What has Jurgen Klopp got to do to turn this around? Because we've no more room. We've no more time for shitty results. Anyway, thank you to you guys. Thank you to our sponsors again. Keep an eye out for the player ratings video. That'll be dropping in a little while as well. And the highlights and all stuff will be up. If you want to join us later on for the AJ fight, by the way, we will be streaming about 8:30 over on Twitch. So if you want to come and do a watch along with us, that'll be great. But ultimately, it's another Saturday, another disappointing result, and another damaging defeat to Manchester City. So I don't know how we salvage this, my friends. But over to you. Talk to you soon. Bye-bye.